Hi there folks, Simmon here. Welcome to another Intermediate Invitational Tournament playoff match, this time between ManaT and gowellja. This is sort of a rematch because they did play each other in the group stages. They did split both games they played, so each person won one of those two games, so there was no clear indication of who was the better player in that first matchup. This time, however, they will have to go best of four. If they split 2 and 2, then they'll have a tiebreaker game, just like gowellja had to take in order to get this fourth playoff spot. So ManaT is playing against gowellja now. This is a 4-game series, and this is the first game of that series. This time we're going to be seeing gowellja in white and ManaT in black, and we will see how this turns out. This should be a solid matchup between these two even players. And it looks like we've got that corner play up in A6. And then ManaT is going to go for those adjacent corners here. And going for that center play for gowellja. Kind of going for that standard mirrored opening here, but a little bit different than usual. They're doing a slightly different opening here. We're not seeing that same not blind mode. We're not seeing that same mirrored opening that we so often do. It's slightly different, but it is ending up in that same spot. So this is a similar pattern to what we see in a lot of these games. And this is also, again, a similar pattern to what we talked about in the openings video in the TAC University. All right, looks like we got that first deviation from black going off on this side, a little bit different than what we usually see here, not playing along this side here. So we do see that first capstone dropping now from black, ready to cut off that threat from white, that white is ready to set up here. Now, we do have fantasy TAC in this tournament. I know Fwib in the chat just popped in. He says it's 1 a.m., but he just wanted to pop in and say, go ManaT, since ManaT's on his team. I'm saying go either one, since they're both on my team. But yeah. Oh, white dropping a capstone. Interesting spot for the capstone here, because it can get isolated very easily by black dropping b4 down. So, interesting position for that capstone. I do see a potential for isolation here by dropping that down. I feel like that might be the best move. Looks like ManaT does go for that. White immediately fills in, probably expected that. Black fills in, or black captures, makes that hard cap. White responds by making another hard capstone. Pretty solid position here for black. Not too bad for white either. They both have opportunities for some solid flat cut differential moves. And for making some threats about the same. I'd say black might have a little bit of an advantage here, but he does have more liabilities here on the board, whereas white really doesn't have any. So black's going to be potentially at a disadvantage in the later game, but right now doing a little bit stronger, I'd say. Alrighty, let's see what we're looking at here. Okay. This is the rematch, kind of, between these two players. They did play against each other in the group stage, and you're thinking, how is that possible? They're in the playoffs now. It's because gowellja won the 4th spot in the playoffs by doing the best overall. He won the tiebreaker series between him and Kieran and Nitzel. So that was a really fun couple of videos, and you can check out those videos in this same playlist, same series, and maybe I'll link it up above in the right-hand corner. Who knows? When it's on YouTube. Sorry, Twitch people. Okay, so it looks like black is building along for this horizontal road, and white's trying to kind of cut that off, but at the same time build for that vertical road as well. So we may see white start to build up here at d5, maybe be able to toss that capstone across, and make that connection in that direction. That would be positive, I'd say. Black also able to start building up here, maybe build across in this direction. He's going to want to build at c4 at some point. So white, c5 makes almost no sense to me here. I guess he's trying to throw this across, make the connection there to c6, but I don't know why he wouldn't just play here at d5. Maybe he's thinking that maybe d4 will come up? I'm not sure, but he's going for it anyway. Now we see this play here at d5. So white is now making this tack threat, throwing this capstone across and connecting here at d4 and at c4 would be a road for white. So black is going to have to respond to that, and he's going to have to respond to that with a capture or a wall here at c4. That would work. A wall at c4 would be fine, or a capture on any of these pieces here would also work. But he can't place a flat here, as that would lead to a road from white. Black deciding to toss that capstone across, making this vertical tack threat. I would not be surprised to see white play a flat here. White can't do anything about this stack. Ooh, gonna make that toss with the capstone. Black able to do something here to protect this stack on this turn now. Able to place maybe here at b3, make a positive flat count move going up. A number of options that he's got right now. It looks like white was trying to be a little bit tricky. Black was trying to be a little bit tricky. Definitely white was trying to be tricky. Trying to maybe sneak one past ManaT here. I know that ManaT has been practicing a lot in asynchronous games lately to prepare for this match because he knows that, that he's potentially going to miss something. It looks like white is dropping this wall here. Now, it's important to note that if white does capture on this spot, black cannot smash that wall, as it would lead to a road for white. So he's got to be careful with how he moves this stack here. He likely doesn't want this to be captured by white's wall, so he's going to have to do something about that. I'm surprised that he played here at b4 instead of down here at b3. b3 made a lot more sense to me. But yeah, I guess we'll see what this is all about here in a moment. Can't help but feel like that was maybe a misplay, but maybe he saw something that I didn't, which is always possible, especially with players as good as ManaT and gowellja. All right, and it looks like ManaT's taking a little bit of his time here. He had to Looks like we are having some audio issues in the stream. I will try to fix those hopefully before the next game occurs. But yeah, if audio cuts out, hopefully hopefully I can fix that. Looks like we did see that capture over this time. Okay, I need to look at those past couple moves here. Looks like black captured over. White captured up with the capstone. Black, in order to block white from doing anything and capturing that big stack, moved the capstone over, and then white dropped another wall, hemming in black's capstone here. Really good play from white. This is strong play. Now this big capstone stack with a lot of black's power is basically blocked in and can't do anything. And if black does make a smash in either direction, it will lead to a road for white. So black's going to have to focus his attention building elsewhere. And that's pretty big because white still does have a capstone in play and is able to use that. Big plays here from white. That was a really strong use of walls. And we did talk about this particular use of walls, hemming in a capstone, in the walls video in the TAC University series. Be sure to check that out. Probably linked above in the top right-hand corner. Plugging all of the things. Okay, so now we get black dropping a wall right here, trying to block off white's capstone from making any connection to this line here. It looks like there is a possibility for a vertical line from white going over here, or now white going over here. But now this wall cuts off that from this side, but black is going to have to do something else because this little flat right here, probably not going to be enough to stop all of that. And that's why we see black dropping another flat down here at B2. This is able to cut across and maybe get a little bit of reinforcement to this piece here at A3. And potentially start building across for a horizontal threat, but I'm guessing this is mostly defensive here. So now we see white building across up here at D6. Looks like he's going around, going for that horizontal threat, trying to connect over here at F6, all the way over here to A4. That would be a strong threat, and black doesn't really have anything to cut that off except for this move here on A3 and over here on D5. So he's got those pieces to cut things off. He can make placements up here at E6. Looks like he's making the placements. Black cutting that off pretty quick. Does not want to get into a little capture war over here. So he's hemming that off right away. Doesn't want to get anything too big there because he knows that this is a danger zone here. White building up their position, trying to build a little citadel here. And this strong position here, I really like this. Yeah, I like that strong position there because he's building up his position and building up his flat count here. So he's playing smart. He's fortifying his position, and he knows he doesn't have to do much. He's winning on flat count, and so he's able to drop a wall here, ready to retake and free these liabilities. So there are 4 walls on the board now. This is definitely looking like it's going to go to flats on this game, especially with these 2 capstones basically blocked in on each other. So white, I feel like, has the best chance of making a road here, but it's not a great chance, to be honest. So black is going to have to try something tricky here. And I don't know what that would be. Oh, he's moving that stack away from the wall. All right, I understand that. White filling in, ready to capture over in case black decides to capture up with that stack. If black does go for a wall move over here, white can come over and smash it. White is looking very much in control in this game. So ManaT is in trouble here. Let's look at the flat count, shall we? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 for white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for black. 12-7. So white is very much in the lead in terms of that. Black coming over, doing a self-capture with that wall on top of that stack, basically tempting this capstone to come over and smash. Now, black does not have a win if this capstone does indeed go to smash, as long as it leaves that white flat here. Leaves a white flat behind, drops the 2 black flats and smashes. Would not be a road for black, but I don't think it would be the right decision for white at this point. This stack is not that big of a deal. I would say placing maybe here at F5 or over here at D5 would be the ideal moves. Those would sort of reinforce that road. Black now trying to do something here because white did capture onto their own road here, or their own flat with that wall. Strong positioning kind of keeps this from making any captures upwards. I like this spot here for white still. It's really strong. It's going to be really difficult for black to come back from this. Likely going to require some mistakes from white for black to come back. And both players have been playing pretty strong so far, making reasonable moves throughout. I've only seen one move that I questioned and thought, I don't know about that one. It seemed like a gaffe, but ooh. Okay. Very interesting move here. I don't know that I agree with it, but I do like the thought process behind it. The thought process behind it is, now if white wants to smash this stack, he's going to have to leave behind these two black flats. And leaving behind those two black flats doesn't give black a road, of course, but it is a stronger position there. So white, I imagine, is probably going to start building up here, maybe for that vertical threat. E2, E4, or maybe start going for that horizontal, play over here at F5. Does decide to play here at F5, making not quite a threat yet, but he can make that threat on the very next turn by placing at D5. Or capturing up with this wall onto E6. But likely going to save that move for the actual road threat for the drawbridge. And drawbridge is a term where you move that wall off of a stack to create a road, typically with spreading a wall stack. But yeah, you could find out about that term and many others in the terminology video of TAC University, which is linked in the top right-hand corner. Plugging all of the videos for TAC University. As you can see, I talk about a lot of these concepts in that other series. Okay, so it looks like black, taking his time here, does make that spread with that stack, cutting off that potential road threat here in the horizontal direction. I like that move. It does maintain power of this stack. Doesn't, it gets like this hard wall. I don't really know that that's a term, but it is a wall on a friendly piece. Maintains that area there. White just building across here, filling in, trying to make this horizontal threat. White is in such a strong position right here. I just don't know what black can do to hold this off. Dropping more walls, very defensive, of course, but it does hurt him in terms of flat count. And I don't think that dropping a flat here is going to do too much. It'll likely lead to a, let's see, a flat here. And then ultimately, I think that would just lead to a win. So he is going to drop a wall there. Falling further and further behind in terms of flats. That is a rough one for sure. White trying to determine what to do here now that the wall has dropped. Going to start building ahead for this vertical threat. And that's more just a pretense, I think. I think he's just trying to fill the board with flats, get more flats on the board here. He is running lower on reserves, so he will control when this game ends. And he is making all of the threats. He does have momentum and has had momentum for quite a while. He's basically had momentum since he stopped this capstone cold with these two walls. And I believe he did that on, I think, turn 18, about 10 turns ago. So he's going for multiple threats here, going for vertical and horizontal threats, and just placing those flats on the board. So black's going to have to think of something here to stop that, but it's basically a lost cause at this point. So he's going to make some moves of desperation, getting this capstone stack down here, and doing that kind of frees up the capstone, allows it to move a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised to see white just drop a wall down here onto D2, move this D3 wall down to stop black's capstone from moving across and spreading and making that positive flat count differential move. If he does that, would definitely make a lot of sense. But Black is now making these moves of desperation because he's got really nowhere to go from here. And let's see. Yeah, so now the ball is in White's court here. Ooh, White is making that capture onto a4, making this tack threat. Forcing Black to respond to this threat in some way with some sort of capture, potentially with this wall, or with this flat here, or with this flat here. All of those would be delaying moves. The most permanent of those would definitely be this flat coming over from b2 to a2. That would be the most permanent of the delaying moves. Because this wall coming across here onto c6 would just be replaced with a flat on b6, unless he takes the whole stack over. And I'm not sure he wants to do that just yet. Does go for just the wall coming over. I imagine b6 is coming up next for White, as it helps deplete his reserves and renews that tack threat. Does go for that. Now we will see another delaying move. Could place a wall here. Probably doesn't want to do that, though. Could come over with a6. Could come over with b2. Those are the moves right now. A wall, b2 left, or a6 right. And if he does do b2 left, how will that work? What will happen over here? Will this wall come over to the left and then come down? It's hard to say. Hard to say. But yeah, this definitely looks very much like a win for White. Ooh. So doing this allows... So he did come across and interrupt this threat. Does allow for White's capstone to drop down, make this tack threat here. Black can cut it off by dropping a wall here or tossing this existing wall down. Or by capturing c1 right, but that's just temporary, really. A6 to the right could cut it off a little bit. It's really just delaying the inevitable, though. Because there is really nothing that Black can do here to stop the eventual win of White, unless White really screws something up. So, very well played from gowellja in this game, for sure. Alright, let's see what he does. Does make that a6 right capture. Then White makes the capture with the capstone, interestingly. I guess he wants to... Yeah, I don't really know why he would do that. It doesn't hurt him too bad, but it doesn't really help him that much either. I would have expected maybe something like a placement at f2 or a placement at a5. Those would have made a lot of sense to me. Because it would deplete the reserves a little bit more, ending the game quicker, where he's able to use that flat count much faster. But it doesn't look like... I don't think there's a tack threat here. Not one that I can see, anyway. And Black didn't see one either. Does play at b1. Now, there's the play here at f2, ready to come down with this stack to make this tack road. So this is a tack threat. How will he stop this? Oh, this is Tinue. That's what it is. Okay, so White did set up Tinue. That's why he captured over. So Black placing here with a flat at b1 really just initiated the Tinue. So if Black comes up with c1 here to c2, White comes down with c3. Oh, I didn't even see that. Ha! Oh man, I didn't even see that wall coming up and crushing on b3. So was this Tinue here that White had seen? or that black had seen. Is that what it was? Because black plays here at B1, and then white drops here. So yeah, that's attack threat in both directions, coming down and coming up. And so then when black made that capture, he just knew that the game was over, I guess, and smash for the win. Fun, fun. Yeah, so well played to gowellja, well played to ManaT. Congratulations, gowellja, on the first game of this 4-game series. Really, really fun to watch. That was a good play. Excellent, excellent demonstration of how to use these walls in a really strong way, how to hem in a capstone, how to use these walls offensively, how to use your capstone offensively, and kind of suck up all these pieces and control the flat count with good flat count differential moves. Throughout the game, he was making a lot of those. So, well played, a lot of fun to watch. Be sure to check out the description at the bottom of this video to see all the TAC resources that we have available to us, including the playtac.com website where you can play folks online. Also, the rules for the game so you can learn it. Check out the videos on my channel for how to play TAC. Check out the subreddit. Especially check out the TAC Discord server, which is the community hub. It's where everybody goes to talk about TAC, find players to play with, where we organize all these tournaments and everything. It's all on that TAC Discord. That is the place to be. If you're unfamiliar with Discord, Discord is a audio and text chatting web application and mobile application, and it's super easy to use, doesn't cost a thing, and you don't even have to download anything if you don't want to. Thanks for checking it out, thanks for watching, and until next time, have a great day and happy tacking.